Hello, and thank you for joining Realm of Caring's orientation series. Today we're going to be talking about administration methods and dosing. My name is Lacey. I am a care specialist here at the Realm of Caring. I'm really excited to speak with you about dosing because it is probably one of the top 5 things that we talk about here at Realm of Caring, especially for clients that are first getting started. I'd like to start off by letting you know that we are not medical professionals. So we do not provide any type of medical advice or any type of weaning or anything that has to do with medical activity. So we still do encourage you to work with your attending physician with any type of lab work or testing that is needed. The information, the products that are discussed here today is not intended to diagnose, cure, prevent, or treat any disease. So just keep that in mind before we continue going forward. Also letting you know that we are a nonprofit organization, so we personally do not produce or distribute products. We do support different products due to the quality. We'll be going about a little bit more into that today, but I just want to let you know that we do not receive any funds or any type of kickbacks for the products that we suggest to our clients. So administration methods and dosing, what exactly are we covering today? So we're going to be starting off with Realm of Caring overview. We're going to be talking about our history, what we do, who we serve, what our mission statement is. We're also going to be talking about quality, product lines, and options. We're going to be talking about administration methods, which is going to be a lot of information, so take some notes if you don't have a pen and paper. We're going to be talking about the dosing calculator in the client portal. So I'm actually going to go into the client portal today and show you what the resources look like, how to use them, and how to get the best out of the resources that Realm of Caring offers. I'm also going to be talking about THC and CBD ratios and how you can get the best for what you're looking for, because CBD and THC both have their own components and properties and benefits. So when you use them together, there's a lot of really great benefits to that. I'm also going to be talking about half-lives and the bell curve effect. Slow and steady winning the race, and that comes to dosing. So we really want to make sure that we're going slow and steady with dosing. We'll be talking about that as well. I am going to be answering questions throughout the presentation. So if you have questions, please ask them. I will be having a break midway through the presentation, so please feel free to get your questions in there, because we are not going to be answering questions at the end of the presentation today. We're also going to be talking about donating, volunteering, registering, different things like that as well. So if you have some further questions about doing that, feel free to ask, and we can provide that information for you when it comes time to do so. I do want to start off with another disclaimer. We do realize that the following information might be frustrating or overwhelming, but please know that we are here for you. You can always speak to a care specialist like myself. We're here to provide the dosing suggestions, therapy suggestions, and to not only help you get started, but to assist you over the duration of therapy. So feel free to give us a call at 719-347-5400, extension 1, and you can contact a care specialist right away. So Realm of Caring is a nonprofit organization that provides support services and resources to those using cannabinoid products. Our acronym for Realm is Research, Education, Advocacy, Improving Lives Through Measurable Results. Our mission statement: the Realm of Caring Foundation empowers you to enhance your quality of life by providing and expanding cannabinoid research initiatives, educational services, and advocacy programs. Our vision is worldwide knowledge through science, acceptance through knowledge, and access through acceptance. Just to briefly talk about our services, we do a lot here to say that we have a small team, but we do provide resources and education for clients, the public, physicians, dispensaries, nursing agencies here. So in the client portal, once you're logged in and once you've registered and logged into your client account, you'll have access to the guide to CBD, dosing, how to talk to your healthcare provider. We have videos and orientations like this one. If you're looking to converse with other clients, we also have a forum, so you can talk to other people that may have similar concerns or medical concerns as yourself. We also have RoC Cares, which is a financial assistance program, and Joy Fund is a relocation program. And to access these assistance programs, you will have to be a client, but those resources are provided for you in your client account. For physicians, if you are working with an attending physician and maybe they don't know as much about CBD or dosing or how to help you, or maybe you're a physician yourself, we do have a practitioner portal where a physician can register for free, similar to a client account, and you can access the dosing with your physician, talk about therapy options that way. So we are providing continuing education for providers. And then we also have community resources, like I mentioned, school education, hospital education, nursing agencies requesting education. So we do a lot here. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about who we are, what we do, please feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to contact the care team if you'd like to talk about some of these services further. So when we're talking about quality and dosing and administration methods, we really want to make sure that we're talking about and suggesting quality products to clients. So Realm of Caring has made a Quality Matters checklist. This resource is available for you as a consumer. When you're shopping for whole plant hemp products, you want to make sure that you can ask questions and have your questions answered thoroughly in a prompt time frame. So Realm of Caring has this, and that's how we vet the products that we support as well. So the only way to prove efficacy is to measure and repeat with consistent products, and the products that we support are consistent. You can request batch reports from the products that we support. It is a right as a consumer to ask for that. So if you are inquiring about a company and they cannot provide you a certificate of analysis, also known as a batch report, you may not want to consider them as a quality product line. Transparency is key. The fact is, cannabis is safe. It's actually very safe. So not ensuring consistency, proper labeling, and testing can cause inadvertent effects. You want to also make sure that some of these companies are going through the American Herbal Products Association guidelines, the current good manufacturing practices labs, and of course self-regulation. So feel free to use this, print this out, take it with you when you're vetting companies or when you're shopping online. So today we're going to be covering dosing with oils, dosing with capsules, application of topicals and transdermals, dosing and administering vapor methods, dosing and administering rectally, as well as dosing with a G tube, a J tube, or a Mickey button. Some clients are not able to take anything by mouth and they may aspirate, so you can still utilize CBD through those methods. So we'll be talking about that in a little bit more. So if you have questions about that, feel free to hold on to those and I may answer them in the upcoming slides. So administration methods. There's many different ways that you can receive CBD or any other type of cannabinoid. There's sublingual dosing, for one. Sublingual dosing is typically done with oils or some type of viscous product. Sublingual means under the tongue. You can also do buccal dosing, and that's in the cheeks. As long as the oil is in the mouth, you can also swish it around like mouthwash if you prefer, but we do suggest that you hold the oil under the tongue or in the cheeks for 30 to 60 seconds if it's possible. Some people are not fans of the taste of any type of hemp product. It can be rather strong or maybe off-putting because it may taste like wheatgrass or some type of plant product because it is a plant. So if you're not a fan of the taste, just something I like to tell my clients is that you can still utilize the products. If you can't hold it under your tongue, you may want to consider oral dosing, meaning you can also mix or chase the oil with a good fatty food. Now, it's not mandatory that you have to take with the oil with food if you're doing sublingual dosing, but if you're just swallowing it, using something that has some type of fat content, for example, yogurt, peanut butter, avocado, maybe a trail mix bar or a glass of almond milk. When it comes to almond milk, for example, some people have asked me, well, can you just put it in the milk and drink it? Well, you could, but some of the oil may actually stick to the sides of the cup, so you may be actually losing product that way. So because these are expensive products for most people, you may want to consider using the oil first and then chasing the oil with some type of drink or juice or something like that, as long as it has some type of fat. Another administration method is capsules. Capsules are actually my preferred method of administration because sometimes I don't have time to dose using a syringe and measuring everything. I can just take a capsule and know exactly how much I take and move on with my day. Really, the biggest difference between sublingual dosing and capsule dosing is how the CBD gets into the body. With sublingual dosing, the CBD is going directly into the mucous membranes in the mouth and going directly into the bloodstream. So it's more of a rapid onset. With capsules, it has to go through the GI tract and the metabolic processes, so you may or may not be losing some potency there. So as I said, with oral dosing, capsules fit into that category. So you do want to take capsules with some type of snack or maybe with breakfast or dinner, if that makes sense for you, just to make sure that you're maximizing your dose and improving the efficacy of your dose. Another method is transdermal. So when we think of transdermal, we're talking about something that's going into the bloodstream. A good example of transdermal administration methods are patches. Mary's Nutritionals and Mary's Medicinals makes really great patches. I personally love them. I don't think they say that they're waterproof, but I take a shower with them and they're still stuck on until I'm ready to take them off. So a lot of people prefer that just for stick it and done, all day relief, typically 8 to 12 hours for the administration to actually utilize in your body. So a lot of people prefer patches just because it's quick and easy. Another administration method is topicals. Now the difference between topicals and transdermals is transdermals, let's say you put it on top of your feet, is going all the way up your body, all over the place. But topicals, however, they're for localized areas. So if you have a sprain or you have back pain or maybe you have a bruise or you may even have just something that may be bothering you, you can always just put the topical on that localized place, but it's not going to be traveling throughout your body. It's really just going to stay where you put it. So really, topicals are really good for those types of administration methods. If you have like arthritis or something like that, you might want to consider using topicals as a supplemental addition to therapy. It is meant to be coupled with something that's going to give you the actual content that you need for the day. So don't rely just on topicals for wellness and relief for all-day benefits. Another administration method that I also personally enjoy is vaporizing. Vaporizing is really great because it's quick and rapid onset. So if you take a puff or two, you typically feel it within seconds to minutes. This is really great for people that have anxiety, breakthrough pain, inflammation, and it's really great if you're just on the go and you need just additional relief. Once again, kind of like the topicals, do not rely on vaporizing as your only means of dosing because it's not going to last all day. It's really just meant to get you through until the next time that you dose. Vaporizing is really discreet, really easy to use, so feel free to explore that, and we'll talk about some products that have vaporizing processes as well in the next couple of slides. Another administration method is rectal dosing. A lot of people don't feel comfortable with rectal dosing, but it is an option. We typically suggest that for people that do have, let's say, rectal cancer or endometriosis or ovarian cancer or something like that. Because you want to dose closest to the source of the issues as possible, that even goes for Crohn's or any type of GI issues, because it's going right directly to the source. So if you do decide to do some type of rectal or even vaginal dosing, you want to make sure that your product does not have any type of flavorings or additives. So you want something that's plain, natural, original, maybe just a neutral carrier oil. So that way you're playing it safe, you're not putting something else in your body that's not supposed to go there. Another administration method is G-tubes and J-tubes. Now, I briefly touched on this in the previous slide. You can still use oils, and that's really going to be the only administration method other than like patches or something like that. But with G-tubes, J-tubes, Mickey buttons, what you want to do is you want to put the oil directly into the tube and flush it with formula or food. Or you can mix the oil and the food together and then push it through and then rinse it with water. You don't want to use the oil first and then mix with water because water and oil don't mix and can cause a great mess. So just know that that is still an option for people out there that have that type of administration method for nutrition and nourishment. I mean, that does not exclude you from utilizing CBD. So let's talk a little bit about the products that we support. I have some wonderful products with me today physically. So I have some products, topicals, different things that I'll be talking about today. I'll actually be showing you what they look like, how to use them, what the viscosity is, what it smells like, all that good stuff. I would like to start off with Elixinol. That's one of the many products that we support. Elixinol, Mary's Medicinals, Mary's Nutritionals, which is their CBD side of their company, Stanley Brothers, and CW Hemp. If you would like to, if you're on the web right now, if you'd like to follow along with me, maybe go to some of these product lines' websites. You can ask some questions about some of the products that we have in real time, and I can answer that for you, what they contain, what's in them, different things like that. I can also provide some suggestions on how to get started. If you like an in-depth personalized report or care plan, you want to contact the care team directly. I gave you the phone number in the extension earlier because I'm not going to be able to provide any type of individualized therapy support at this time, but just know that the care team is here to answer those questions for you. So Elixinol is a really great company. It is comparable to Charlotte's Web, but it is its own, product line, and it has its own type of extraction methods. Elixinol products are CO2 extracted. They have oils, they have capsules, they have topicals. They also have a vape product. Currently, they're the only company that has a vape product that we support that's launched that you can actually purchase and utilize today. And that product is called Respira. You can use that product orally, or you can also vape that if you're using a standard vape battery, a 510 thread, or one of those mods. Either one, you can use that product. So I just want to let you know that that's the only vape product that we can talk about currently. So just know that that's available. And Elixinol also has an X Pen, and I actually have the X Pen here. I bought some of my personal stash today, but the X Pen looks like this. It's 1,000 milligrams in the entire syringe here. And I personally like it because you can just kind of put it in your mouth and go. It does look like more like a tar substance. If you've ever seen like Rick Simpson oil or any type of like dark tarry material, those are usually concentrated whole plant products. They can either be hemp derived or even medical cannabis, depending on where you are located. I will say that you can also use this X Pen topically as well, but just be mindful that it may turn you orange and may stain your clothes. So I have talked to people that have used it for like psoriasis or acne and have reported significant improvements in those conditions. It's a really great topical application if you're okay with being stained for a couple of hours. Otherwise, you can maybe put it in your mouth, or you can put it on a spoon or something and take it that way, so you're not actually cross-contaminating and actually putting the tip of this product in your mouth. If you do get it in your mouth, just make sure to clean it off so you can use it for the next time, and it's not brewing any type of germs or anything like that. But you can just give this product a squeeze. It'll provide a persistent dose or consistent dose. It'll give you the exact amount. So if you're interested in this product, we can talk about that a little bit more. It's really handy. I put it in my purse. I always have it with me, and it's just a really discreet way to dose throughout the day. Another product from Elixinol is called the liposome product. The liposome product I personally enjoy because I like the taste and I like the delivery system. The liposome technology that's in this product is water soluble, so really beneficial for people that have like GI issues or absorption issues. It's a really great way to still be dosing. Each pump, or every 5 pumps, there's 5 milligrams of CBD. So you want to follow the dosing that's on the bottle. We do not have any type of dosing guidelines, and this product is also not on the dosing calculators in your client portal. So you just want to follow the dosing. Maybe just start off with 5 pumps, maybe stay on that for 3 weeks or something like that. Add another 5 pumps until you feel like you're getting a therapeutic dose or a dose that's working for you. With this product, less is more because of the technology. So if 5 milligrams is not working for you, feel free to continue increasing as needed. Before I move on, I just wanted to show you the Respira product here. It does have like a little dropper, so it's a self-service kind of thing. So Elixinol doesn't have any type of pre-filled vaporizing cartridges, so it's something that you actually want to fill yourself. So you'll need an empty cartridge if you're interested in vaping this product, and then you'll want to replace that cartridge each time. In all honesty, I find this product to be just a touch messy, so put down like a paper towel or maybe a tissue paper or something like that just to catch any residuals, or maybe even just put like a dish under it, because if you drop something, you can just maybe lick it off with your finger or something like that, so you're not actually wasting product. But just, you know, if you're new to this, just know that the viscosity is really light. So it's not like a thick oil, it comes out quick. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that and have a steady hand. Elixinol has varying degrees of their oils. They have 300 and 100, 300, and 3,600 milligrams of CBD. So what's on their bottles is actually what the CBD content is. One thing I love about Elixinol is that they have numbered droppers, so you can see exactly how much you're taking. It'll have it as a 1 ml oral syringe, so 0.25, 0.5, 0.751. So then you can just see exactly how much you're using without having to use a syringe, because the dropper serves as your syringe. So you can see on the bottles what you have, you know, what your lot number is. You can find the batch numbers here. On all the products that we support, they have the batch numbers actually on the product. So if you want to know exactly what's in it, all you have to do is contact the company, give them the lot number or the batch number that's on your product, and they'll be able to tell you what's in it, the concentration, what was tested for, different things like that. With Elixinol products, they have cinnamon as one of their flavors, and then they have natural as their flavor. So the cinnamon, in my personal belief, it just tastes like Big Red gum or some type of like cinnamon gum or something like that. So it's similar. If you're not a fan of like the big reds or the icy hots or anything like that, then you might want to use the natural. So just a heads up as far as like the flavor is concerned for the Elixinol drops. Elixinol's topicals, they have lip balm. I love their lip balm, but they also have the Rescue Balm. And the Rescue Balm is really light. And you want to make sure that you spread it evenly. So I'm just going to use it on my hands. It's really great as a moisturizer, but if you have like any type of inflammation, or if you have psoriasis or any type of skin condition, this will be really great to couple with your therapy just for additional relief throughout the day, especially for inflammation. All of their products are natural and their ingredients are natural. So you're not going to find any type of gross stuff in these products. They're really transparent with what's in them. And so if you're allergic to some of these things, you can just go on their website and see what the ingredients are, and if that's something that you'd like to pursue. It does say for external use only, apply to clean skin and massage well. Do not apply to the face, broken, or sensitive skin. So if you have any type of like open sores or anything like that, you might want to be aware of that, because it does have eucalyptus oil in it, but it doesn't have any type of menthol or anything that burns. Sometimes I have like paper cuts or different things like that, and I haven't noticed any like itching or burning, so just use your own cautionary discretion. So that really wraps up Elixinol's products for what I have here. Another thing I just want to quickly mention is Elixinol also has capsules. You can get a 60 count, a 30 count, and a 60 count, but the capsule serving sizes are going to be the same. They're 15 milligrams of CBD per capsule. They're the only capsules actually out of all the products that we support that offer it in liquid form. So the capsules do have liquid inside of them, which is the same formulation that they use for their oils. So if oils are maybe not your thing, or you're looking for something to easily travel with, maybe the capsules are something that you want to consider.
Quick question, for all these products, are they available nationwide?
All of these products are available in all 50 states. However, I would caution you to look into your state-specific CBD laws. Some states do require different types of registration with the actual state, which may require a medical marijuana card. One thing I didn't put in this presentation is
I'll send it in the chat. But go ahead.
procon.org. PROCON.org. And it's actually medical marijuana, MARIJUNA.procon.org. And you can find all 50 states medical marijuana and CBD laws there. So if you have some questions about that and don't know if it's legal or if it requires documentation, that's a really great resource to find that information out. Any other questions? That was a good one.
We can keep going.
We can keep going? Awesome. Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about Mary's Medicinals and Mary's Nutritionals. Now, I briefly mentioned that Mary's Medicinals is the marijuana side of their company. So you will need to live in a medical marijuana state or a recreational state to access these products. You have to be over the age of 21 or have some type of caregiver licensing to legally access Mary's Medicinals. However, Mary's Nutritionals is the CBD side of their company. So like I said, all the products that we support can be available in all 50 states. Check your state-specific laws. But they're an alternative version, especially if you're not a fan of getting high or anything like that. These products are not designed. None of these products that we're talking about today are designed to get you high or inebriated. Now, let's say if you had an oil and you took the whole bottle, yes, there is THC in these products. So if you drink the whole thing, you might get high. If you're dosing in the appropriate suggestions that we have, the likelihood of that happening to you is greatly reduced. So just keep that in mind that you can still go about these activities unaffected. So I have tons of products from Mary's. I really like their company because they're really a topical company or transdermal company. That's one of the reasons why we support them. It's for that type of administration method. Mary's has all types of stuff. I can start off with just talking about their capsules. This is Mary's Nutritionals capsules. Each capsule is 5 milligrams of CBD. Now, I will have a disclaimer that Mary's does believe more in micro dosing. So their dosing as far as their concentration of their products is not as high. For example, if you have cancer, we suggest starting with 100 milligrams of CBD daily. Probably none of their products in their product line is going to be able to sustain that type of dosing. Now, if there's 5 milligrams a capsule, you probably have to take a lot of capsules or a lot of oil. Their highest oil is called the Remedy oil, and we'll talk about that a little bit, but their Remedy oil is 500 milligrams of CBD. So if you're just using this, for just general dosing or different things like that, this would be a really great product line for you. These are really going to be topical products. So if you're looking for additional relief, people that have MS or fibromyalgia, arthritis, different things like that are really going to benefit from this product line. So their capsules are powdered. I'm not going to take it out because I don't want to contaminate it, but they're really small. Actually, I'll just show you, and then I'll just take it later. So their capsules are really small. They're not like horse pills or anything like that. Most of the capsule sizes are going to look like this. So you can just take one capsule. Like I said, make sure you take that with a good fatty food, just to make sure that you're maximizing dosing. Like, I'm not here to badger you about it. If you don't want to take food with it, that's okay. But just know that you might be able to maximize your dosing with that way. So we'll talk a little bit more about dosing and our dosing protocols, but like I said, the capsules are 5 milligrams. They also have the CBD gel pen. 50 milligrams of CBD in this pen. Each pump is 2 milligrams of CBD. So I've already kind of taken the cap off. But it's screw top right here, so you can actually close it and shut it. So when you're not using it, you want to close it. If you are using it, you want to open the little valve so the product can come out. But you want to put it on the venous area of your body. So either on the wrist, on the top of your feet, on the back of the knees, or something like that. If you have specific areas that you're wanting to work on, then you want to put it directly on that area. But just for the sake of administration method and showing you what it looks like, it's going to come out very small amount. I don't know if you can see that. But then you can just rub it in. Reminder, this is a supplemental addition to therapy. So if you're needing additional relief or maybe you just need to get a little bit more CBD into your day, this is a really great way to do that. It's not going to be the end all, however. It's really just going to be meant for breakthrough pain. There is not going to be a specific dose for any type of topical products or anything like that. The dosing is going to just be based on how it makes you feel. So if one of these pumps is not working for you, add another pump. Rub it in. Wait a little bit, maybe 5-10 minutes, see how it makes you feel. If you still need some support, then dose a little bit more. Regardless, oils and capsules are probably going to be your main way of dosing CBD to make sure that you're actually maximizing, getting the amount that you need for the day. Mary's also has a compound, CBD compound. My husband has bulging disc in his back and all different types of stuff from serving in the military, and this is the only thing that works for his inflammation. I mean, his back will swell. I've talked to people that have arthritis, multiple sclerosis, different things that cause pain, especially if the pain is due to inflammation. This compound is really light, and I love the smell. It's really pleasant. It kind of has like, I wouldn't say like a mint, but it's kind of like a natural, maybe neutral. It doesn't have anything overpowering. I do pick up a hint of menthol, however, so just cautionary tale if you have any broken skin, just make sure that you go a little bit light, just to make sure you're aware of how it makes you feel. But we use this in my household. I keep one in my purse always. I use them for migraines, time of the month. Ladies, if you have cramps, they're really great to use if you're needing that additional support. So just know that the compound is really great for inflammation and pain. Typically people tell me that they see improvements within 15 to 20 minutes after applying this specific product.
On the ladies' end, can CBD help with hot flashes and night sweats?
It does have the potential, and there is some research suggesting that CBD can be a support for that. Now, if you're having hot flashes and different things like that, you might want to consider using the oils, maybe not the topical so much. But if you're having like pain or discomfort or anything like that, especially on time of the month, that's a really great product to use. I haven't gotten to the patches yet, but I also use a patch for that. I just put it right on my tummy and the pain goes away, typically within 30 to 45 minutes. So you still have to wait a little bit for it to kick in. But once it kicks in, it's amazing. So kind of like leading into that, this is the transdermal patch. There's 10 milligrams of CBD per patch. Each patch is $10. Now, they may do different type of like bulk discounts for people if you're buying these in packs. I find that $10 a patch can be a little steep if you're just buying them singularly, and that can really add up over time. So I would ask, if they can do a deal for you or a bulk deal if you're using this. They also do the same thing for their medicinals line, so they have like 20 milligram patches as well. And you can cut those patches in half or in quarters and just like stick them on different places. Once again, you want to do a venous area. So if you're going to use a patch, I personally like to cut the patch in half, stick 1/2 of each patch on each foot, because that provides whole body relief. So it starts from your feet all the way up. I can have a migraine, put the patch on my feet and still receive the relief, because remember, this is transdermal, not topical, so it is traveling through the bloodstream. So it's not just limited to a localized area like the topical compound that I just had. So like I said, each patch is 10 milligrams. You can cut these patches in half or in quarters and make them last a little longer. Want to gauge how it makes you feel. 10 milligrams may or may not be enough for some people, especially if you have chronic pain. So if you want to, please try the patch. I'd give it, a couple of days. I wouldn't just try a patch and be like, oh, I didn't feel anything. Because CBD is a dietary supplement, so it is meant to work by accumulation and saturation in your body. So this is something that you want to be doing every day, at least 2 to 3 times per day. Now, I did mention earlier that patches typically have an 8 to 12 hour life. So if you put it on in the morning, by the time it's evening, maybe around dinner, your patch is going to be almost done. So you want to make sure that you're going to be rotating patches or maybe using a different administration method for your nighttime doses. Mary's also has muscle freeze. I have a little sample version here, and just to let you know that Mary's actually does sell sample sizes. I have all different types of sizes. They have a sampler size for $30 if you go on their website, marysnutritionals.com. You can see the sampler pack. So if you're not wanting to commit or marry to a specific product, you don't have to. You can just kind of try them out and see how you like them. What does it feel like? Do I like the smell? Is it pleasant to be around? Maybe you're a man and you don't want to smell like lavender and flowers. These products are really neutral. So if you want to just kind of test them out, that would be a really great way to do so. They also have bath bombs. I didn't put that on the slide or anything like that, but I just want to let you know that they do have like wellness types of things. They're kind of boutique, if you will. So they have like massage oils, which I actually have a sample of. I tried it on my husband. He really enjoyed it. And it's also really relaxing. I get massages at a local massage place, and I specifically ask for CBD. It really does make a difference in the relief that you feel and the relaxation that you feel afterwards. So if you're interested in massage oils, you can always, inquire about that. These are really great. They also have Burnout. It's a topical mist, and it actually doesn't burn, but it's really great for people that have like sunburn. I use it for acne. Once again, like time of the month, I break out, and I don't break out as much, or the breakouts I do have go away a lot faster using this burnout cream. So if you know someone that has acne issues or different things that goes on, this might be something worth looking into. And then they also have a remedy oil, and the remedy oil is 500 milligrams of CBD per bottle. And the remedy oil, I believe, is $125. They may have lowered that pricing since then, but the remedy oil is 2 milligrams of CBD per drop. You may or may not see significant improvements with 2 milligrams of CBD or something like that. So you really want to microdose. Like I said, they believe in microdosing. So their dosing suggestions don't necessarily fall in line with what our dosing suggestions call for. So just if you'd like to try that, just be mindful that low and slow is really their motto, and you just want to take it easy with their products and just kind of build yourself up as far as increasing your dosing based on how it makes you feel. There really is no right or wrong way to do this. Our suggestions are just that, they're suggestions. At the end of the day, dosing is going to be in your hands. Our goal is just to provide education so you feel confident and educated in making educated decisions for yourself, for the wellness of you and loved ones. So I briefly talked about Mary's. Is there any questions about Mary's products before I move on? Awesome. Great. So we can move into, yeah.
Talk real quick. What's the difference between full spectrum and broad spectrum on product labels?
Full spectrum is whole plant. So anything that contains all the naturally occurring compounds that occurs in the plant itself. So that's including CBD, THC, terpenes, flavonoids, all those different things. I'm going to be honest with you, I've never heard of broad spectrum. I don't know what that means, in all honesty. I can, however, do a little bit of research for you, let you know what that means, but just to give you some mindful examples, that you always want to be using a whole plant hemp product or cannabis product in general, because the CBD and the THC and all those compounds are meant to work together with what's called an entourage effect. Last week we talked about the entourage effect, or the week before then with their previous presentation. So if you're wanting to review that presentation, we'd be more than happy to send that to you. But it's beneficial to be using whole plant hemp extracts. They're also called FICO. All of those are different, but they're all the same. At the end of the day, they're all naturally occurring compounds. However, you're always specifically dosing by the CBD content, not the hemp extract content. CBD content and hemp extract content are completely different things. Even if you see, we're going to be going into Charlotte's Web, but even on Charlotte's Web dosing, on the labeling on their bottle, they describe everything in hemp extract content. That's not what you're dosing by. You're dosing by the CBD that's within the hemp extract. All of our dosing calculators are dosing by the CBD content in milligrams. We're going to be converting milligrams into milliliters if you're using a syringe, which is preferred, or drops, not dropper full. So you always want to be dosing in drops. So we have those tools, that way you can make sure that your dosing is accurate with the products that you're using. Fortunately, the products are the products that we support, that's what it's calibrated by. So moving into, I'd like to go into Stanley Brothers real quick. Stanley Brothers are the same makers of Charlotte's Web. Stanley Brothers products are medical marijuana, so just know that these products are right now available in from my awareness here in Colorado, and I believe in California. If it's not there yet, it soon will be. You can go on the Stanley Brothers website, stanleybrothers.co, and you can look at their product lines and the locations of where you can get these products. But like I said, you will need a medical card to access them. They are indica, sativa, and hybrid. I personally like sativas. Sativas are for daytime use. Indicas are for nighttime use, so think of in the couch. So if you don't have any responsibilities or anywhere to go or be, indicas are really great for sleep, especially if you're done for the day or if you have pain at night, different things like that. I like hybrids because hybrids you can take any time of the day. You can get sativa dominant or indica dominant hybrids. And then the Stanley Brothers also has THCA. Now THCA, I'm not sure if anyone's ever heard of that before, but it's a non-psychoactive version of THC. So a lot of people use this product specifically for seizures, especially if they're using a whole plant hemp product, let's say high CBD, low THC, and they're not necessarily seeing results. They may want to consider adding THCA. And you can go on weedmaps.com, WEEDMAPS, and you can look for some products in your state, dispensaries that are in your area that may be carrying some of these products, even if it's not a Stanley Brothers product. One thing I do like about the Stanley Brothers is that they provide exactly what's in their product, what the contents are, and then they also have the dosing information as well. So it's also marked dropper, so you know exactly how much you're taking.
Someone asked, what about gummies as a way to take internally?
Gummies are an oral administration method, so if you do take gummies, you want to make sure that you're following that with some food. In my personal opinion, I don't really view gummies as like a medicinal way to dose properly. Even like medical marijuana, cookies, cakes, pops, different things like that. That's more recreational use. Yes, it is a way, and if that's for a child and that's the only way they'll take them, it's like a Flintstones vitamin or something like that. Most certainly do that. But just make sure to follow that with a fatty snack. Unfortunately, we don't have any type of gummy dosing or anything like that. We do have some guidelines that you can use. With the Stanley Brothers, they also have syringes as well. Syringes are kind of new on the scene, especially if you're familiar with like Rick Simpson oil or anything like that. Some people like syringes because you can actually use this topically. You can use this under your tongue. Some people put it in their tea, and some people dab. And I'm not going to get too much into that, but dabbing is a form of vaporizing, and you can just use this on your actual nail and dab. So if you don't know what dabbing is, D-A-B, you can go on YouTube, look at a couple of videos. I hate to give the stoner rap, but that's not what we're about here. We're really into the medicinal properties. So we're not trying to perpetrate the stoner mindset or anything like that. We're really trying to move away from that. So if you do see some, YouTube videos, with that type of information, probably not going to be as educational as you'd like. Moving into this, from the Stanley Brothers, we're going to be, one thing I didn't mention about the Stanley Brothers, is they also have vaporizing products. I currently don't have any with me today, but if you're looking for vaporizing, you can go on their website and find that there as well. And like I said, it's only available in medical states. Moving into Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web has recently changed their labeling. I have the Everyday Advance today. The bottle used to look like this. Now the bottle looks like this. So if you see, Everyday Advanced and you see Original on the website, it's the same thing. So they just changed the names. The Everyday is now the Full, the Plus is now the Extra, and the Advanced is now the Original. And then they also have a Max product as well. So the only thing that's changed is the name. The products, the dosing is all still the same. I've had some inquiries about that this week so far, so I know that's probably something that people want to know. So like Mary's, CW also has topicals. They have a balm, and the balm's really, really cool. It has this kind of similar consistency as the Rescue Balm from Elixinol. This is what it looks like. It's a very pleasant smell. It's a soothing scent, what it's called. You can also get it unscented. They have a recovery cream like the pen that I showed you from Mary, so they have their own. Also 2 milligrams of CBD per pump. And then they also have a cream, and a lot of people like the cream a lot just because it's really easy to use and it spreads really well. And it doesn't leave your skin feeling like really greasy. Yeah, it's very pleasant. Honestly, it can still smell the hemp a little bit, but it does fade away. It doesn't. You're not going to smell like cannabis or anything all day. So, Charlotte's Web has capsules. They have 12 milligram capsules, and they also have 18 milligram capsules. They do still have like the hemp extract. Like this says 35 milligrams of hemp extract for the Simply capsules. They have hemp plus, and then they just have the Simply. But each capsule is 18 milligrams of CBD. So just know that we do have adult dosing calculators that are calibrated to work with capsules. Typically, you can just start off with 1 capsule a day, increase by 1 capsule every 3 to 4 weeks until symptom improvement is found. These capsules are the same formulations like the original product, and they're also powdered form, just like the Mary's capsules that I showed you as well. So you can just take these and go about your day. I like to eat these or take these with like a cheese string or something like that. That's my preferred method as far as getting that fat content in. I do have the Everyday Advanced in olive oil right now, and I have the old bottle. So the old bottle used to come with a cap, and it actually has like an adapter here. The newer bottles now come with droppers, and unfortunately the droppers are not marked. So if you're really wanting to use a dropper, you might want to consider maybe dosing in drops, not dropperfuls, but just individual drops. Or you may want to consider purchasing a bottle adapter and a syringe, and we do have some suggestions on where you can get those if you're interested in that type of administration method. So that's just a brief overview of CW. I'm going to be going into dosing and actually helping you to dose these products. So if anyone has any questions or concerns about some of this information, I'll be moving into how to be dosing these products soon.
I guess I can ask real quick. Could you revisit Mary's products being available in states with or without medical card?
So Mary's Medicinals is their medical marijuana side of their company. You can go on marysmedicinals.com and you can find retail locations in your area. They're most likely going to be dispensaries that sell these products. You want to go on that website, procon.org, and find out if your state requires a medical marijuana licensing or anything like that to access Mary's medicinals as well as nutritionals. For example, the state of Michigan has CBD laws and it's lumped under their medical marijuana program. So the state of Michigan requires their residents to register for a medical marijuana card to legally access CBD products. Even though CBD is federally legal in all 50 states, still going to have to, follow your state-specific laws. So just to make sure that you're staying compliant, you want to make sure you check that out individually.
Last one, which massage oil do you prefer? I'm a massage therapist.
Ah.
I certainly use CBD clinic brand.
Mary's has the hemp-infused massage oil. That's what I like. So I just take it with me, and then also the products are at the massage place that I go to. So they carry these products, and that's what they use. So I'm always really using their massage oil for myself and for my husband as well. Great question.
Yep, you can continue on.
Fantastic. So administration and dosing, I'm really going to be using the original formula of the Charlotte's Web as a dosing example today. I do have a 1 milliliter oral syringe, 1 milliliter, not a needle, and 1 milliliter oral syringe. I also have a half a milliliter oral syringe. All of the numbers on these droppers or these syringes do not fade in their dishwasher safe. They are Comar, C-O-M-A-R brand syringes. I know off the top of my head that this is item number 17233. So if you can go online and find these, you can also maybe ask your local pharmacy to carry these for you, but that's what it looks like, and that's what you're going to be dosing using for dosing accuracy. So as you can see on the right-hand side, that I do have a picture of what the syringe looks like and what the dosing increments look like. This is going to coincide with the dosing calculator that I'll be showing you briefly. I will just kind of briefly go over dosing, and then we'll actually go into some of the resources. So just real quick, if you already have your client account, go ahead and pull that up. Get to the home page, and we're going to go to the dosing page. So it's the RoC.us/dosing to get there quicker. We do suggest dosing 2 to 3 times per day, every day, any time of day. Morning and night, if that works for you. Evening and night works for you. If you have more symptoms certain times of the day, let's say you have issues with sleep, then you want to maybe consider doing an evening and a nighttime dose. There is not going to be a specific time frame between your CBD doses. So if you only have a certain window, then you want to dose that whatever works best for you. Something important to remember is to space CBD 2 to 4 hours before or after pharmaceutical medication. You'll want to write this down. CBD uses what's called the CYP 450 2C19 enzyme. Some medications use this enzyme when it's being metabolized in the liver. Same thing as CBD. So there might be potential for drug interactions. We don't have a comprehensive list of all medications that interact with CBD. Your attending physician or your pharmacist will be able to tell you this information. So it can either be an inhibitor or a substrate. So that's just something that you'll want to know. But the general rule of thumb is at least a 2-hour spacing window. So frequent monitoring, we suggest that you journal on a daily or weekly basis because your notes and your observations will be helpful for the care team when we're helping you to troubleshoot your dosing. You want to be making sure that you monitor your baseline medication levels, including dysmethyl levels. So if you do know that there is medication interactions potentially, you can get those levels checked every 6 to 8 weeks to see what's happening inside the body. We also have a dilution calculator if you're transitioning from an old bottle to a new bottle. Some people see differences in that. So if you're noticing you're getting down to the very bottom of your bottle and you're noticing maybe, let's say, increases in seizures because most of the concentration has settled to the bottom. So you really want to make sure that you shake up that bottle, shake the bottle up each time you use it so everything is mixed up and ready to go and all your product is not just sitting at the bottom where it's going to be most concentrated at the end. So based on our investigations and research, the mean amount is 2 milligrams per kilogram, which is a wide range from our database amongst those with epilepsy, 7 to 600 milligrams. So with that being said, there is a huge range for dosing. Everyone has their own therapeutic amount. And CBD works by accumulation and saturation in the body. So it does work, it's stored in the fat cells and acts on specific cannabinoid receptors within the brain and the body. We all have different genetic and biochemical makeups and individual health issues that can take days, sometimes months to address. So be consistent with your dosing and don't compare yourself to other people. So you really just want to make sure that you're following based on how your body is letting you know how you're responding. So let's go into the dosing information. So if you're in your client portal, you'll see the home page here. You're going to see this cute little Asian girl here. Go click on her. And this is the dosing page. So we do have everything in English and in Spanish at this time. Dosing basics, this tells you how to use a syringe with the bottle. First, let's just go over adult dosing real quick. So we do have adult dosing guidelines. We have medically sensitive and non-medically sensitive dosing. So medically sensitive person would be someone that has a medical condition, using pharmaceuticals, maybe have different seizure types, or maybe just sensitive to interventions in general. They would be considered a medically sensitive adult. Anyone that's over 100 pounds, whether or not they're 18 or over 18, is considered an adult. So we suggest that that person starts with 25 milligrams of CBD for the day. This is for the day. However, we're splitting the dose into 2 to 3 different administrations. So remember, each dose, if you're taking it twice daily, is 12.5 milligrams of CBD. Conversely, if you don't fall into that category, you start with 50 milligrams of CBD. We do provide the first 13 to 16 weeks of what that dosing titration will look like, so you can feel free to follow along. Just please know that there is no maximum CBD level. You can go well above 100 or 200 milligrams. These are just to give you an example of what the dosing protocols will look like. So to quickly use the adult dosing calculator, and if you forget how to use this, we have a video right here. So everything I'm telling you right now is going to be found in this video. So So let's say this is a medically sensitive adult. Let's say they have a seizure type. We're going to enter 25 milligrams of CBD. We're going to use the original formula. Regardless of the size, the dosing will still be the same. Think of the 30 milliliter bottle as the travel size version of the 100 milliliter bottle. So as you can see, 25 milligrams equals 0.25 milliliters twice a day. So 0.25 is in between 0.2 and 0.3. So 0.2 and then 5 tick marks down. Now, I realize that this syringe is orange, so you may or may not be able to see this, but you're not dosing from the tip. You're dosing from where it starts here. So 0.25 milliliters. So 0.25. And then if you like to dose 3 times a day, you most certainly can. Either one is not better than the other. You're just allowing more opportunities for accumulation and saturation in your body. You can also dose in drops. So that would be 10 drops twice a day. So you want to do 10 individual drops. And you want to have that directly in the mouth or in the cheeks. If that's not feasible, you can also use a spoon or something to put the drops on and then take it. Another thing with the calculators is that it also tells you the monthly total. So it tells you how much CBD you're going to be using in a month or over the next couple of months. So if you know, for example, the original formula, this 100 milliliter bottle has 5,000 milligrams of CBD in the bottle, and the 30 milliliter bottle has 1,500 milligrams of CBD in your bottle. So if you know the milligram contents in your bottle, you can figure out how long it's going to last you. Conversely, if you put in 50 milligrams, it'll give you the same type of calculations. And let's say we use the Elixinol, 3,600. It will change because these are 2 different products, 2 different concentrations. So know that the dosing, the amount of CBD will always be the same, but the product concentration is dependent, or the amount of oil that you use is dependent on the product concentration that you're using. Let's go ahead and try the pediatric dosing guidelines and the pediatric dosing calculator. So let's go to the pediatric dosing guidelines. This is for anyone that's under 100 pounds. Pediatric dosing is based on their weight. So pediatric dosing guidelines does have a lot of different numbers on it. I find that for parents it can be a little overwhelming. So if all of this information is too much for you to digest, for those of you that like numbers, great. You know how we figured out some of the information that's in the calculators, because all of this is what's calibrated in the calculators that tells you how much to take. But if you're a numbers person, you probably enjoy these equations and figuring things out, reverse formulas and all that good stuff. We do have both THC and THCA dosing for pediatrics as well as adults. I didn't scroll down and show you that for adults, but we have that for both categories. So if you want to know how much THC or THCA to give, that's how you can figure that out. So let's go to the pediatric dosing calculator. And let's say that our client is 45 pounds. And that person is using the extra strength from Charlotte's Web. Just as an example, the extra strength has 500 milligrams of CBD in the bottle. We're starting with 0.25 milligrams of CBD per pound. Now, this is typically the general starting dose for people. If your child is not using any type of medication or maybe not necessarily sensitive, you can technically start with 0.5 milligrams per pound, but we want to find the smallest dose that's going to provide the maximum benefit. So it's always easier to go low and slow when regards to dosing. So same thing with the adult dosing calculator. It tells you how many milligrams that's going to be needed for the day. For this particular illustration, that's going to be 11.25 milligrams of CBD for the day based on weight. And it also tells you how much to give in milliliters based on the specific product we purchased. And it'll also tell you how much to give in drops. Now, if you get whole numbers like 13.5, for example, you want to round up to the nearest whole number. So you can't dose 13.5, so you want to go to 14 drops twice a day. Or, you could do 9 drops twice a day. You can also email yourself the results as well. Oh, sorry. 9 drops 3 times a day. Pardon me. Fantastic. So let's go to, and here's the pediatric dosing calculator video. Once again, if you forget what I'm saying, I actually narrated this, so you'll be hearing my voice again if you click on that. So we do, just to briefly let you know, we have cannabinoid calculators, which will tell you how much CBD and THC is in your dose and how to dilute your concentrates as well. We do have cancer dosing guidelines, and this is for all cancer. There's not going to be a specific guideline for, rectal cancer or lung cancer or throat cancer. It's all going to be the same dosing. For adolescents, we suggest starting with 50 milligrams for the day. And for adult clients, we suggest starting with 100 milligrams of CBD for the day. We suggest increasing as quickly and as often as the person can tolerate. We say tolerate because at higher doses, it may cause a high. So we really do want to make sure that we're following based on how the individual is responding. CBD is compatible with chemotherapy and radiation treatment, so do know that that is still something, and research is suggesting that it can actually make those treatments a lot more effective. You can find the dosing using the adult dosing calculator. You're not going to be using the pediatric dosing calculator because it's based on weight. So if you want to know how many milligrams or how much to give in oil, 50 or 100 milligrams is what you'll start to include. You can increase on a weekly basis. Like I said, if you're wanting more in-detail therapy suggestions, feel free to contact the care team for a more individualized care plan. And just so you know real quick, while we're in the client portal, you have all of these different resources here. To order the products that we support, you'll go to RoC approved products. It will take you to the external website because Realm of Caring does not produce or sell products. So we do have how to get all the discounts and coupon codes for all the products that we support. So if you want to find out how to do that, you'll have to be a client first. We'll go back to the presentation. So remember, 25 milligrams as an example, 0.25, so that's in between 0.2 and 0.3. All right, so just briefly talking about ratios, really the Stanley brothers are really going to be the ones that have the last 3 here, 20-to-1, 4-to-1, and 1-to-1. And we do have some suggestions on how some of these products can be applicable for some medical conditions. Now, please know that this is not a hard copy or anything like that. We're still learning, and ratios are still relatively new on the market. But we do have this resource available for you. If you are looking for ratio products, you can most certainly use those, but you need to know exactly how much to take. Using something just CBD, high CBD, low THC, and then adding a THC product is actually a little bit easier than dosing with ratios because it can get a little complicated when you're trying to figure out how much CBD and THC you're taking in your doses. Feel free to ask any questions to the care team. You can always give us a call. Once again, our number is 719-347-5400, option 1. So before I conclude today's presentation, I just want to briefly talk about the bell curve response. We want to find a therapeutic dose. That's ultimately the goal of cannabinoid therapy. So we're starting off at a low dose. We're working our way up to the therapeutic dose. Now, at some point, if you continue increasing, you may start to see diminishing results. So you want to go back to the therapeutic dose, whatever dose is working for you, because it's actually possible to skip your therapeutic dose. So if you find relief and you continue increasing, let's say your symptoms get worse, it's possible that you've surpassed your therapeutic dose and you need to go back to the dose that's working. Once you find a dose that's working, you can stay at that dose. That's what's going to be called your maintenance dose. So when first getting started out on CBD, the average half-life, so the time that it takes for half of the CBD dose to metabolize in your body, is about 9 hours. Remember, it works by accumulation and saturation, so it'll be in your body for about 72 hours. Because of this, occasional short breaks and missed doses should not affect symptom relief in someone that's been using it for several weeks. This also makes it easy for someone wishing to stop taking CBD completely, as it will work out of the system gradually without any type of dependency or withdrawals. So just know that typically it takes about 72 hours for CBD. For THC, a little longer, maybe upwards of 30 days for some individuals, depending on your body weight, how much you've been taking THC, and for how long. So why slow and steady? Because of the bell curve response. Like I mentioned, we want to find the lowest dose that provides the maximum benefit. We also have to take in consideration Herxheimer reactions. For example, for people that have Lyme, so I suggest for some people maybe start off with 3 to 5 milligrams of CBD, especially if they're prone to have Herxheimer reactions. It's always better to start off low and adjust the dosing instead of starting off high and having adverse effects. Special consideration, pregnancy and nursing. There's not any research suggesting that we can say, yes, you can use CBD for pregnancy, nursing, or anything like that. Just do know that we do have babies and little ones that are utilizing CBD therapy to some extent, usually because of a medical condition. Now, for a perfectly healthy baby, we don't know if receiving exogenous CBD would affect them from producing their own endogenous CBD. So just be aware of that. Adolescence, like I said, Charlotte Figge, the little girl that actually prompted Charlotte's Web's creation, was a child. So there are children and grown adults that are using products. Psychiatric illnesses, for example, like schizophrenia, we don't suggest high THC doses, but I have assisted many people in the past that have bipolar or schizophrenia, for example, that are using CBD and finding really great results. Just to kind of let you know, Elixinol would probably be a really safer bet for that because of the THC content. It's much less than Charlotte's Web. Addictions and potential cannabis use disorder, we want to make sure that people know that, like, if you talk to someone, let's say the VA or something like that, just be cautious of the information that you're sharing. And because you can be labeled, as cannabis use disorder, it's happened to people. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have cannabis use disorder, but there's really no way of classifying anybody at this time that have maybe potential addictive, risk or anything like that. So wrapping it up, what did we cover? We talked about realm of caring, who we are, what we do. We talked about quality of product matters. We talked about product lines and options, administration methods, dosing with calculator in the client portal, CBD and THC ratios briefly. If you're needing more information on that, please contact the care team. The bell curve response, slow and steady, and why we suggest slow and steady. I've answered your questions throughout. If you have some questions, I'll answer that right before I conclude. And then your next steps, register. Register if you haven't done so already. Please speak with a care specialist if you're looking for individualized support. Please give us feedback and register for our next session on 9/25, Cannabinoid Therapy and Your Pet. You can get started by going to the website, theroc.us/pets, and you'll find some dosing information there. So if you love what we do, want to continue helping Realm of Caring in our mission, please consider donating. You can become a friend and family member. You can go to theroc.us/friends, or you can have a one-time donation. We also have volunteer opportunities as well. Even if you don't live in the state of Colorado, you can also remotely volunteer, and that'll be on our website, theroc.us/volunteer. Questions?
Have you seen any patients describe allergic reactions to these products?
If there's a potential for drug interactions, that's mostly what we've seen as far as side effects are concerned. So please be familiar with the medication interactions and possibly what that'll look like. CBD side effects is not something that I talked about much in this presentation. Have been reported increases in lethargy or tiredness for some people. At higher doses, it may be more of a sedative, which is depending on who you ask if that's a side effect, because some people welcome the sleep. Another side effect of CBD is an increase or decrease in appetite, whatever the body needs to regulate itself. CBD does help to regulate metabolism. For example, people that have cancer that need to eat, it might be a welcome side effect. Nausea, upset stomach, diarrhea, anything like that, GI stress may be indications that the dosing is too high or there's possible drug interactions occurring. Great question. allergic reactions. But there's not going to be, if you're allergic to cannabis and you know that you're allergic to cannabis, you're probably not going to be wanting to use any of these products. But there is no type of allergic happenings or anything that's been reported, at least to realm of caring, that we know of, that people are allergic to these products if there's not a predisposition to being allergic to the cannabis plant in general. Fantastic. Pollen allergies. Depends, if you Google it, there are some people that have reported that maybe they live by like a cannabis grow or something like that they were allergic to some of the pollen that's been released into the air. But once again, that goes to a cannabis allergy. Now, if you're allergic to pollen or something like that, I wouldn't necessarily say that you're predisposed to it, but you may want to just try a very small amount of CBD before, going full blown with, let's say, 25 milligrams. Maybe you start with 2 milligrams and just see how you respond before, really deep diving into the dosing. Great questions. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, my name is Lacey. I'm with the Realm of Caring Foundation. It's a pleasure to be with you today. If you have further questions or concerns, feel free to reach out back to us, call us, email us, info@theroc.us. You can also request phone appointments. So if there's a time and date that works best for you to connect with the care specialist that's within our business hours, feel free to visit our website, theroc.us/call, CALL, and you can schedule a phone appointment with a care specialist and be more than happy to assist you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Lacey.
Thank you.